My name is Kathy Stow, and I will be continuing our study Bible lesson on Moses. We're going to start from the very beginning of Moses' birth and proceed throughout the next 4 weeks in learning how he serves God. So to start with, I'd like to read a story called The Birth of Moses. Many years ago, God's people lived in tents in Egypt. At first, they moved to Egypt as special guests of the Pharaoh. Their ancestor Joseph had saved the whole country of Egypt from famine. But now, 400 years later, the memories of Joseph and the old Pharaoh had faded. The current Pharaoh did not like it that there were so many Israelites living in his country. He thought, what if we were attacked by enemies? There are so many Israelites, they might take the side of the enemies and fight against Egypt. So Pharaoh thought of a plan to make the Israelites weak. He told his leaders that the Israelites were now going to be slaves in Egypt. They would have to work very hard but never get paid. The Israelites were forced to carry large stones and build huge buildings. They were treated very badly. Even though they were treated so badly, Pharaoh's plan did not work. Still, the population of the Israelites increased. More and more children were born. Pharaoh was so angry that he thought up another plan to stop the number of Israelites from increasing. 2 women were midwives who helped the Israelites' mothers when they were having babies. Pharaoh called the women before him and said, "Every time when you are helping a mother and she gives birth to a boy, I want you to kill the baby right away. Now, I will stop the boys from growing up to fight against me," Pharaoh thought. But once again, the plan did not work. The midwives tricked Pharaoh and told him that they could never make it there in time to kill the baby boys. Pharaoh was furious. He made a new law that was terrible. He told everyone in Egypt that if they saw a baby boy among the Israelites, they were to take the baby boy and throw him into the Nile River so that he would die. Of all the times to have a baby boy, this was probably the worst. But this is when Jochabed and her husband Amram gave birth to their 3rd child, and he was a boy. His name would later become Moses. Amram and Jochabed loved Moses. His big sister Miriam and big brother Aaron loved Moses too. They did not want anyone to take him and kill him. For 3 months they hid baby Moses, so no one knew that they had a baby boy. But babies cannot be hid in a house for long. A baby cries and crawls, and soon the neighborhood would know he was there. So Jochebed had her own plan to protect Moses. She made a basket out of papyrus, and that's plants that grow by the river. Then she covered the basket with thick tar so that it would be waterproof. She was making a basket that could float. Jochebed put the baby in the basket at the edge of the river. Moses' big sister Miriam stayed nearby. Maybe no one would find the baby hidden in the reeds. But someone did find the baby Moses. Of all the people who might find him, it was the Pharaoh's daughter. Her handmaid brought the baby to her. Little Moses was crying, and she felt sorry for him. She knew the baby was an Israelite, but even though her father had commanded everyone in Egypt to throw Israelite babies into the Nile River, she wanted to keep him. Miriam was watching as all of this happened. Bravely, Miriam approached the princess and said that someone would need to take care of the baby since he was so small. Miriam asked if the princess would like her to go and find an Israelite woman to be a caregiver or nurse to the baby. Pharaoh's daughter thought that this was a good idea. The princess said she would like to pay a woman to do all that work. When the baby got older, he could come and live in the palace as her son. So who do you think Miriam brought back to the princess? It was their very own mother. God helped Moses' family take care of him and protect him. Moses stayed in their house with them until he was big enough to live in the palace with the princess. Even though Pharaoh had all kinds of plans to hurt God's people, God knew that someday Moses would be a great leader of his people. Even though there was danger everywhere else, Moses grew up safely in the very palace where the Pharaoh had lived. So that's the story of Moses when he was born and protected by his family. In order for us to be able to remember this story better, I need you to get a couple pieces of paper and pencil. So if you want to run and do that right now, go ahead. I'll be waiting right here for you. When you have your paper and your pencil, you're going to draw 6 boxes. 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So it's going to look something like this. Once you get all your boxes filled in, we're going to draw the story out. Okay, in your first box at the top, we're going to draw a Pharaoh. He was not a very kind person, so we want to make him not look too happy. And in our next box, he was ordering all the babies to be put in the river, the Nile River. So let's draw a river. Just drawing from one corner of the page to the other corner. And unfortunately put some babies in there. Next, we're going to draw baby Moses in his basket. He was put in the basket so he could float down the river without being harmed. Make a basket that looked something that kind of shape. And put his mother beside him, putting him there. And she's kind of concerned, so I wouldn't exactly put a smiley face on her, but she's happy that he is there because she hopes he'll be safe. So draw baby Moses inside the basket. So next, who came and got the baby out of the river? Remember? Yes, it was the Pharaoh's daughter, or the princess. So she was very happy to see this baby in the water because she thought she would like to keep him. Okay, next, Miriam shows up and she offers to go find an Israelite mother to help feed the baby. So let's put the princess there with Miriam and baby Moses still in his basket. Okay, then last of all, Moses goes to live in the palace with the king, or the Pharaoh, as the princess's son. So I'm going to draw what might look like a castle, some spikes up on top. And then Moses down at the bottom. This is our story in storyboard form. Now we're ready to answer some questions, since we're more familiar now with the whole story. So the first question, why did the new Pharaoh hate the Israelites? The Israelites were Moses' people. Okay, number 2, how did Pharaoh treat the Israelites? How did he treat them? Okay, number 3, what did Pharaoh tell everyone to do if they saw a baby boy Israelite? Okay, number 4, what were the names of Moses' family members? What were the names of Moses' family members? There were 4 of them. Number 5, how did Moses' mother hide him? Number 6, who found the basket with baby Moses inside? 7, what did Pharaoh's daughter do? Number 8, how did Moses' family protect him? How did Moses' family protect him? The next is not a question that you have to write down. Even though Moses had to go live with the Pharaoh's daughter, Moses' family loved him so much that they let him go. If they kept him with him, they might not have been as safe. But since they let him go with the princess, they loved him so much they let him go. And lastly, how hard would it be to have a member of your family move away with no contact? Meaning you can never see them again or talk to them. How hard would it be to have a member of your family move away without seeing them? Now we're going to learn a verse that's related to this story, even though it does not come from Exodus, in which the story of Moses is found. This is from Psalms 145:18. If you can just jot this down, kind of make it big so you can cover up some of the words as we go along. The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth. So let's all read this together. The Lord is near to all who call upon him. We're going to put a paper over the word him. Then we're going to read it and see if we can remember what that word is. Here's in the way. Ready? The Lord is near to all who call upon him. Okay? Then finish it. To all who call upon him in truth. Okay, let's cover up the last word. Can you remember the word truth? So now we have 2 words that we have to remember. Ready? The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth. Okay? Okay, so we're going to, who is near to all? The Lord is near to all. So let's cover up the word Lord and see if we can remember the 3 words that we have covered up. Ready? Begin. The Lord is near to all who call upon him. Good. To all who call upon him in truth. Good. All right. Let's cover up the first all. Okay. The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth. Okay, let's cover up one more. Let's cover up the other all. Okay, and read it one more time. The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth. Okay, so maybe throughout the week you can practice this verse, and before you know it, it's going to be stuck right there in your brain, and you're going to have it to use anytime that you think it would be helpful throughout your life. Okay. Let's see, where are we now? Now we're going to learn all the books of the Old Testament.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st Kings, 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and the last book, Malachi.
Then we'd like to close with a prayer. And what prayer is something just talking to God. And anybody can talk to God, no matter how old or young you are. So we can praise God for things He does for us. We can be thankful to God. We can confess anything that we thought maybe we did wrong. And we can make a request that God might help us better the next time. So a little prayer, if you all bow your heads. We love you, God, and appreciate what you have done for us. I'm sorry I haven't always listened to you. Please help me do better. Amen. And we look forward to you tuning in again next week and watch for the next Bible story of Moses.